And now for our next news special report.
In this special report, we peel back the curtain of misinformation and silence the media has drawn over the border crisis. Ben Berquam, a lone truth teller, has unearthed shocking facts that the Biden administration doesn't want you to see. From unmanned territories to blatant incentives for illegal entry, the situation is more dire than we were led to believe. And friends, you'll want to stay with us till the end, as I have a indispensable final thought, a piece of insight so critical to understanding this quagmire that turning off your screen would be a disservice to every patriot who believes in this republic's sanctity. Strap in, America, as we dive deep into the revelations that are setting our southern border ablaze with controversy and danger. We're uncovering the untold story of the American southern border, a narrative so blatantly omitted from mainstream discussion, it's criminal. While others shy away, we're delving into the harsh realities on the ground. Ben Berquam, a beacon of raw truth from real America's voice, has been our eyes and ears where others have turned blind and deaf. What he's revealing is not just alarming, it's a testament to the negligence at play under the Biden administration. Berquam's latest insights come from Arizona, a state grappling with the consequences of federal ignorance and inaction. The Lukeville area of Arizona, not far from Tucson, has seen a curious surge in Border Patrol resources. But what does that mean for the broader landscape? It means vast stretches of the border in Yuma are now as good as a welcome mat, left wide open for illegal aliens to walk right into the United States unchallenged, unrecorded, and unnoticed. But it doesn't stop there. Berquam's journey to Yuma uncovered not just absence, but encouragement. Blue flags, clear as day, mark the path for illegals not to escape notice, but to be picked up. Add to this the water stations dotting these areas, and we're not just ignoring the problem, we're inviting it in, offering refreshments. Watch.
Got word from Border Patrol that outside of Lukeville, now that they're having to use all their Border Patrol resources in Lukeville, the area out in the West Desert towards Yuma is completely unmanned. So we're going to head out there. It's the first time I've been there. We're going to go check it out and see what we can find. I saw these water droppers down in Lukeville. That was actually what led me to break that story about the illegals going along the wall and these massive numbers coming in. I saw one of these flags, so they put these out here. You don't see this. Arivaca has water droppers as well, but they kind of hide their locations. They strategically put them. These guys over here, and I've talked to a few of them, seem like nice enough people. They're out of Ajo. The problem with this is everybody that's coming through this area, we're going out west into the desert, everybody that's coming through this area is trying to not get caught. These are all people that either have a criminal background, that know they're going to be deported, or potentially are terrorists. You just don't know, but they're all people that don't want to get caught. So by putting these out, by putting the water out, by putting the flags out, their whole thing is, well, we don't want people to die in the desert. You got to balance that with, we're inviting people to come illegally enter our country. And the easier we make it for them, the more they're going to do that. So if you're sitting up on here and every one of these mountains you go to, all you have to do is look for the big blue flag waving in the breeze, and you can follow those flags all the way to your destination to get picked up on the highway, you're much more likely to do it. That doesn't question the intentions of the people. The problem is the outcome. And the outcome is more illegal immigration, more cartel members, more bad guys coming into our country. This should not be allowed. You should not be allowed to have this out here incentivizing illegals to cross into our country.
Yet there's a humane crisis at stake too. Berquam isn't insensitive to the perils these migrants face crossing the desert, but there's a fine line between humanitarian aid and outright incentivization of illegal activity. Where do we draw it? And what cost to our nation's security and resources? Now we're talking about long, unguarded stretches between Lukeville and Yuma here. The kind of gaps you can drive a convoy through, and they do. But these aren't just innocent seekers of the American dream. These areas, now more vulnerable than ever, are hotspots for human trafficking and drug smuggling. The cartels aren't blind. They see these gaping holes in our defenses, and they're capitalizing on them, pouring undetected into our communities. Watch.
So really interesting. We just passed some guys out here working the border and asked them about, we're in this area where we're west of Lukeville, passing a couple more right here. And that what they told us was I asked him about the activity out here, and he says this area, so it's between Lukeville and Yuma. There's a little road out here, Bateswell Road, that connects from Ajo to Yuma. And a little dirt gravel road, but a long stretch of the border. And he said they're not even tracking it out here. They don't even know what the numbers are. So when they're telling us what the gotaways are, or they're telling us what, you know, the known apprehensions versus the gotaways, there are stretches of the border where they don't even know because they're not tracking it. Because all of the resources that were out here are in places like Lukeville. That's pretty shocking.
And what about the numbers? The statistics of those evading capture? They're not just underreported, they're practically folklore at this point. Estimates hold no water when swaths of our border are off the record books. At this juncture, folks, I must interject with a stark reminder. Our world is changing, often with little warning, whether through natural disasters, political upheaval, or economic turmoil. Crises like these at our border are unpredictable and unscripted. That's why it's crucial now more than ever to be prepared for whatever comes our way. And right now, My Patriot Supply is offering an exceptional 25% discount on their 3-month emergency food kit. It's about safeguarding our families, ensuring we have a plan when systems fail us, as they are at the border. Each person needs one kit. It's a small step, but a pivotal one. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. Visit preparewithgary.com right now to secure your 25% discount. In these uncertain times, a little preparedness goes a long way. Now back to the crisis at hand. The depth of mismanagement struck Berquam hard upon his arrival at a Border Patrol station in the West Desert of Arizona. What he found was no less than a military-style installation, now deserted, resources pulled to other areas deemed more critical. But who's to argue the crucialness of a known route for vile human exploitation and narcotics poisoning our streets? Quote, "This is a national security threat that America faces." That's what Berquam stated emphatically. And where do the fingers point but upward? To the highest offices in the land, to a Biden administration that seems to have turned its back on the people, its promises, and its responsibilities. Watch this.
Got this report yesterday from Border Patrol. This is one of the large desert Border Patrol stations. It's basically a military-style installation out here where Border Patrol stays, and they operate out here in the West Desert of Arizona. Huge area for smuggling, for human trafficking, for drug trafficking. All of that goes on out here. This whole facility has been closed down because all of these guys are now being taken to other points to deal with the processing. This is the national security threat that America faces. It's because of prioritizing sending Border Patrol agents to process illegals that in most cases are requesting fake asylum, rather than patrolling areas like this where the drugs and the people and the potential terrorists are coming through, that we're facing such a major national security threat in America. And this goes directly back to Joe Biden and the people at the top in Washington, D.C. that are putting America last. And just down from those mountains, I was just on those hills right there, right here. Illegal alien water bottle. Looks like a little carrying case for something. Actually, shampoo or something in there. That was kind of gross. I got it on my fingers. Carpet shoes. So they're coming right through here. This is fresh because that water bottle still has water on it. Some of their camouflage. And this is the stuff. These are the, so just to come full circle, these are the outfits that you can buy in Sonoita. These are the carpet shoes we have pairs of that we bought when we were down there. These are the exact ones from the Sonoita markets. So they buy them there in Mexico and they come across out through miles and miles of desert until they get up to the highway. And 100 yards up from where I just found those other water bottles, these are brand new. So these closed. These were dumped here today. These water bottles, still full. These were dumped here today. I mean, this could have been in the time. You can still see the footprints here. So this was a pickup. This is somebody came down, they got picked up right here. So more than likely, whoever it is heading into Yuma. So we may catch them. All of this was dumped today. See if we can track these guys down. But you see how active this is. I mean, this stuff's brand new. Brand new, brand new. All right, found a major pickup point here. Water bottle, water bottle, water bottle, water bottle, water bottles. There's at least 10 sets of water bottles in this little low spot here. We're getting closer to Yuma. So this is obviously, people will drive out here. We've passed both Border Patrol stations. Both are closed. Apparently Border Patrol is not even patrolling this area anymore. More carpet shoes, more carpet shoes. This is a major spot right here. And this is why when they say there's 6 to 7 million that have come through, and then they try to give you a number of those that they don't know have come through, that number is total BS. They have no clue what that number is. I mean, they have an idea of the number of the foot signs that they've found, but when you're not even monitoring 100 miles of border, you have no clue what's coming through there. And this area is wide open, absolutely wide open. This may as well be owned by the cartels.
Amazing work Ben's doing out there. But if you're not outraged yet, brace for more, because Berquam isn't just unearthing negligence. He's uncovering a ticking time bomb. Reports of Syrians, Pakistanis, individuals from countries with a significant terrorist presence aren't just trickling, they're flooding through our porous borders right through Arizona. We're not talking hypotheticals here. We're talking about potential terrorists walking on home soil, unchecked, unvetted, and invisible until it's too late. And this isn't about one day, one incident. This is constant, unyielding, unending stream of illegal entry. This is today, and it will be like this tomorrow and the next day and the next day. That's what Berquam warns. And this is one point on our border, and it's like this across our entire border. Think about that. It's not a leak, it's a deluge. Watch.
That's what we're doing right now. Again, day after day after day. You saw the footage I just put out 2 days ago. This is today, and it'll be like this tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day. And this is one point on our border, and it's like this across our entire border. We've had one bus and 3 transport vans leave so far. These tents are full behind me. We've got the fighting age men in the back tent, and then a combination of men and women and children in these other 2 tents. But all while this is happening, you've got illegals being sent by the cartels from Sonoyita. They're coming across the border. They're buying all their camo gear there, and then they're rushing the border. We have less Border Patrol resources on the line because what's happening here. I've seen 15 Border Patrol vehicles here while this is all happening out there. Ty, actually, right before we got here, he followed a Border Patrol truck, and as he went up, there was an illegal that they had caught. But there are hundreds more that get through here that don't get caught because of what's happening here, because of what we're allowing here. Border Patrol truck used simply to carry the luggage for illegals. That entire truck is used to carry the luggage for the illegals. Oh, there's some airline tickets. That Border Patrol agent was taken off the line to carry the luggage for the illegals that just came into our country.
Disgraceful. Now let's talk about sanctuary cities. Chicago, for example, seems more concerned with the welfare of illegal migrants than its law-abiding citizens crying for help. As reported by Fox 32 Chicago, They're lavishing migrants with up to $9,000 in rental assistance over 6 months, moving assistance, and a starter kit for their new accommodations. Meanwhile, countless Americans struggle to make ends meet in the very same city. And the numbers are staggering. Just this week, 41 buses disgorged their human cargo in Chicago, tipping the scales at 11,000 migrants sheltered, with 4,000 more in police stations and airports. Among these, an alarming 30% are children thrust into Chicago public schools without a backward glance. The funding behind this, a cool $70 million, courtesy of the American Rescue Plan Act, repurposed from COVID relief funds. Yes, you heard that right. Funds meant to aid Americans recovering from the pandemic are now a free pass for illegal migrants. So let's not mince words. This isn't about xenophobia or anti-immigrant sentiment. This is about law and order, about resources, about national security. It's about America's future. In closing, let's reflect on Ben Bergquam's unyielding commitment to exposing the truth, no matter how inconvenient, no matter how ignored by mainstream media. His work is a clarion call to every American citizen who believes in the sanctity of this republic, in the principles of law and order, and in the security and prosperity of our great nation. The situation is dire, but it's not without hope. It's not without voices that clamor for change, for action, for accountability. As long as we have truth seekers like Bergquam, we will keep the conversation alive and keep the pressure mounting and keep the flames of change burning bright. America, it's time to open our eyes, to stand up, to reclaim the security and sovereignty that is our birthright. For if we don't, who will? Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. Now keep up your quest for truth with this next news report. And if you found our channel enlightening, join the millions who agree with you. Tap subscribe. Thank you for watching the Next News Network.